Hey guys, Fair880 and welcome to part 4 of the Delorean series. Yes, we've had some more things fail and we're going to get right to it here in just a minute. Basically, I'll tell you what it's coming down to. The car is great. The restoration that was done by Delorean Motor Company back in 2012, 2013, phenomenal. And then this is what I've come to, a conclusion. All these repairs that have had to been done, and 1, 2, and part 3 of the series, has all been because of it sitting. I don't care what kind of car it is, you let something sit, stuff breaks, and that's basically what's happening here. I was using a car daily for work and stuff, and I went to go fill up, and I took the gas cap off. Whoosh, tons of pressure in the gas tank. Basically, the emissions need to be repaired, and that's what we're going to do. Let's get right to it. So one of the next repairs that I'm getting ready to do is fix my emissions. More so the vent line going from the fuel tank to the back of the car where there's the evap canister at. Basically what has happened is, some point in time somebody removed this, and when they put it back on they squished the hose. Let me get this one bolt out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here is your fuel filler main tube. Here is the vent to the gas tank, which then goes up to the fuel filler neck. The vent comes off the neck and then goes to one of those the overturn valves or whatever, check valve or whatever, so if the car returns it will stop. And then this tube is supposed to go to the evap canister in the back so your tank doesn't pressurize. And somebody must have had it right here when they put the cover on and squished this sucker. I mean, she squished. So I tried to play around with it a little bit, and this section needs to be cut here and cut here, and then this part replaced. So that's what we're gonna do. That's pretty squished. Be good to replace it. Went to the auto parts store. Got some 1/4 fuel emission lines. We got our hose cut to the length of what the old one was. 1/4. Do this. You really don't need a clamp because it's actually pretty good the way that is in there, but let's just put something on there just as a safety precaution. Okay. That's good. All right. So here is the line that was crushed. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah. There wasn't much getting through that. Can y'all see that? Wow. That's, yeah. Glad I got that done. All right, let's get this in the car. We put a little silicone in there just to make it easier. All right. Perfect. Got it. I heard it go another click. Got it. Now we can stick this right here. Get some light. Perfect. We'll set that right there. And that's it. That's fixed. Let's get this cover back on. Let's make sure if that line is not being crushed. And it is. Look at that. There we go. All right, perfect. Now it's in the right spot. Okay, let's get some bolts going here just to get this thing in. So this vacuum line connects to this vacuum line right here, and this activates the valve on top of the evap canister, which is behind this plate. We're going to get to that here in a second. Problem is, this was the splice between the two lines, and it cracked. So we're going to put a new splice in there in just a minute and get that fixed. But before we do so, I'm going to take this back out again one more time, or out somewhat. And the reason being is, behind this canister, there was a couple of giant old wasp nests underneath here. Now the canister works fine, I've already confirmed that. But I also still want to blow through this. This is the hose coming from the fuel tank for the vent. I want to make sure I've got nice free flow through there, which I'm guaranteed I do. So, let's do one thing first. Let's check this line. This will take just a second. Perfect, I can hear. Yep, that's working fine. Good. All right, so now, I wasn't expecting it to go this way, but sure, it works. All right, so that hose goes through there, and it is plug solid, folks. All right. We're not afraid of bees. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. Oh, that's just freaky. Let me go get this out of here. Pretty nasty, huh? Phew. I'll see that. Pretty sure you can. Oh yeah. That's what a dirt dauber will do. I hate dirt daubers. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, gross. Oh, there's still dirt in here. Hold on. All right. So there you have it, folks. This was stopped up solid. And it wasn't just here. It was up here too. And now we're free. There we go. Cool. Yeah, perfect. All right. Awesome. My sincere apologies. Apparently my camera stopped working while I was fixing all this. I was able to loosen these two bolts down here. Instead of taking the canister all the way off, I was able to reach my hand down there, and there's a hole in the bottom of this cavity that I was able to feed that evap canister vent line through, which is correct as per the factory. So now we have everything hooked up correctly. Everything is unplugged. I know for a fact the canister works because I tested it last night. We now have the new line put on. Well, I had a big surprise for you, but apparently my wife opened it up before I got home. So, I ordered a very special part for the DeLorean. And I've got to give a special thanks out to Jared Penix, I believe is his name. There it is, folks. There is the flux capacitor for the DeLorean.
telling me you built a time machine? DeLorean?
Well, we got another problem. Time to repair that occasional taillight board issue again. I knew back when I had attempted to repair the boards on the taillights that most likely it would have to be replaced. A lot of y'all had suggested going with LED taillights, and it's expensive. You know, the Fiero parts and DeLorean parts, DeLorean has been cheaper to repair than the Fiero, but it gets expensive by the time you add the LED light bulbs. So what I did is I went ahead and I got new circuit boards because I've already spent a lot of money just on the light bulbs themselves. So these are the new taillight boards from DMC in Houston. I think it was $106 for both boards shipped, but it's all soldered correctly with the spring-loaded bulb socket. It's a much more reliable board, and it's as simple as it can possibly be. You just take one bulb out, switch your bulbs over. Now the LED conversion is the same thing, except it comes with LED bulbs and a special turn signal relay for the turn signal, since you're putting LED bulbs in. And that's it. That's how simple it is to switch these boards out. So let me get these real quick and we'll put these back in. Just like that. That was less than 5-6 minutes. Taillights are finally fixed. That was getting a little annoying. I had some guy stop me from the neighborhood. Hey, you know your taillights don't work? Time to get new taillight electronic boards. Another thing I did off camera is got the little adapter plate from DMC Texas to put the front license plate on. So now that looks cool. I didn't like that license plate being inside the car, and I was able to print some Save the Clock Tower flyers. So I figured the next time I go out somewhere to a store, I'll stick like one of these in the windshield wiper. The other thing too is, I guess the flux capacitors that are built to movie prop spec, for the most part. I know there's missing quite a bit of detail compared to some of the others, but man, these suckers are expensive to find a decent flux capacitor. So I took that top pipe that he had, he just had it epoxied on there. I took that off of there so it looks a little bit more uniform, but it's really cool to have that going on driving down the road. So yeah, really cool. Last but not least, now if y'all have ever watched any of the other videos to the DeLorean, you will know every time that I open up the driver's door, it would always make this noise of like rubber, like a rubber seal up here was binding up against something. every single time. Well, I finally figured out what it was. There was a seal under here that was bunched up, and I was able to open the door one day and put some silicone seal tire shine on it, and it moved out of place, and now the door opens perfectly. No more of that sound. Opens right up to where it needs to be. I also went in here with a little brass brush on the torsion bar, cleaned up the torsion bar, and I also cleaned up the inner areas inside the door frame and door weather stripping areas. So that's all fixed on both sides. Both doors open up perfectly now. It's just so much better than it used to be. So now what? Well, that's it. I mean, so far, I mean, I've been driving the heck out of her. Finally hit over 10,000 miles on the odometer, even though I don't know if that's accurate or not. I'm pretty sure it is. But every single item that needed to be repaired on the DeLorean is fixed now. And I mean, my photography gear fits perfectly in the front hood area, trunk area, if you want to call it. And I've been driving around when the weather has been nice to my photography jobs and stuff. Neighbors get a kick out of it. The clients get a kick out of it and stuff. It's been a lot of fun driving, and I've got all the little props that I want now. And I'm not going to do a finale or, oh my gosh, this is the end of the DeLorean series. But for right now, I don't know when part 5 will come up because, knocking on wood, nothing else is broken. I tried to do a finale video on the Fiero, but somehow, who gave me 4 thumbs down? You know, I didn't know which one was the paint video, the ending of the video, was the finale, so I videoed a little drone video, had a little fun with it because the weather was beautiful. I got 4 thumbs down. I was surprised that video didn't go any further. So we're not going to end the series on the DeLorean like I did on the Fiero. I don't need no thumbs downs right now. But thanks for coming along with me on the DeLorean series. Part 5 will come about when something else breaks, but I don't think the taillight boards, we knew those were going to need to be replaced. I didn't know about the emission stuff. But now that's been fixed, she's been running fantastic. I mean, lots and lots of fun. Guys and girls, again, I can't thank you enough for coming along with me on these video series. What's next? I don't know, but I will tell you this. My next door neighbor came over to me the other day and he said, hey, I got an MG 75 or 79 that's sitting in a barn. Has been used in 10 plus years, and he would like to sell it to me to fix it. Now, I'm not a fan of an NG. I've never done one before, but I think they're kind of cool, and it is a manual transmission. I don't know. That might be what's coming up next. So thanks again for watching. Click subscribe or like around here, and we will see you soon.